Yo friends, quick update on a project I'm working on here this evening, helping to secure the border of this new deer fence. I was at my parents' house this weekend and was able to go digging through some of my dad's garden beds and flower beds and the like. Dug through his horseradish patch and I found some large chunks of horseradish root. I also found some pretty large crowns with some bits of green here. The tops of the horseradish is already starting to sprout for the season. I also have some comfrey, a special breed of comfrey that doesn't propagate through seed, but it does propagate really easily through root cuttings like this. So I am taking these root cuttings of the horseradish and of the comfrey, as well as the crowns of the horseradish, and I'm planting them right here all the way along the base of the fence. From what I've read, this should grow into a new horseradish plant. I will update you if that's not the case, but I'm pretty sure this will work. And I'm almost positive putting these large crowns in with the greens definitely will work. My idea here is these are plants you don't really want to put in the ground unless you know it's going to be there for the rest of your life. The comfrey and the horseradish, when you go to dig them out, if you even leave a root fragment like this, that'll sprout into a new plant. So it's really hard to dig them out permanently. But one thing they do have as a really great benefit is they have these large sprawling leaves for a fairly low plant. They're also pretty. And I'm thinking that by planting them here along the base of this fence, those large leaves, I'm also thinking maybe even rhubarb would be a good option for this too. Those large leaves would stop the encroachment of other weeds, of other grasses from coming in. And I feel like I wouldn't have to worry about weed whacking the fence. I wouldn't have to worry about maybe viney type weeds kind of taking a hold here and climbing up the fence. Like other fences I've seen, you can be a real project to stay on top of weed whacking the edges and stay on top of stopping weeds, because once the weeds are established mixed in with the fence, they're a pain in the butt to dig out. So I'm thinking planting these plants with these large leaves will shade out other weeds from taking hold. Another benefit I thought would be, I thought it might also slow down groundhog or rabbit encroachment. So I am taking, I have this fence here. I have this rodent barrier, this chicken wire, here at the base of the fence. It's a 2-foot wide strip of wire. So a foot of it up here to the fence, and then the rest of it is spread out a foot. I could also dig a trench and put it a foot underground. That seemed like way too much work. So I thought the easiest thing was to have it up here and just have it sprayed out. And I'm covering that with wood chips here, so that way when a groundhog approaches the fence, he tries to dig down under the fence and can't, and he won't think to back up all the way back across these wood chips, dig under and dig across. I felt like if he saw this sticking out, he might get the idea to dig under. So I'm putting wood chips on top of that. Then I'm taking the horseradish and comfrey, and right at the very edge of this, planting these. So I thought it would be just one extra barrier. The groundhog would have to crawl all the way back, kind of dig past the leaves of this plant, dig through the roots of this plant to try to dig a foot or two to get underneath this fence. I really figured it would be far too much work for the groundhog to think about even doing, let alone like actually doing. So we'll see. I'll let you know if this doesn't work for some reason. At the very least, I'm going to have a ton of comfrey, which is a wonderful chop and drop I can use to mulch my plants, and a good bit of horseradish. I won't plant too much of it. A little bit goes a long way. But it's a fun thing as a side to add to things, and also it's a really great thing for cold and flu season. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think this is going to work. Happy growing, friends.